Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn about units and measurement. That is the second chapter of class 11. Now, before studying this, understand what is the need for measurement. As physics is branch of science which deals with study of nature and natural phenomena. For precise description of any phenomenon, measurement of the quantities involved is essential. That means whatever we observe, that we have to measure. According to Lord Kelvin, when you can measure what you are speaking about and express it in a numbers, you know something about it. But when you cannot express it in numbers, your knowledge is unsatisfactory. That is again the same meaning. Whatever we speak about nature, whatever we talk about nature, that you can express in numbers. That is, that you can measure it. When you measure it, when you express it in numbers, that means you have understood something about that. Otherwise, your knowledge is unsatisfactory, means you have not understood anything. Now, look at this picture. What do you think of this picture? What does this picture tell about? Of course, it tells about the weight or the mass of the fruits which are going to be measured in the balance. That means we are talking about a quantity that is mass. Next, look at this. They are two kids and they are comparing their height. Means they are measuring the height. That means they are talking about the length. So, length is again a quantity that we can measure it. Of course, this tells about the time that you can measure using a clock or a watch, whatever it is. So, these mass, length, time, what we tell, they are the quantity is what we call it as physical quantity. So by knowing this, what we can tell about a physical quantity? A quantity which can be measured is called a physical quantity. That means you can measure it, you can express it in numbers. Example, length, mass, time, force, speed, angle, area, etc. So you have n number of physical quantities which you can measure them. Then we have other type of quantities that are called as non-physical quantity. What do you mean by this non-physical quantity? As the name itself tells that they are not measurable. The quantity which is not measurable is called non-physical quantity. Say for example, beauty, smell, happiness, love, hate, etc. You can tell the flower is so beautiful, but you cannot express that in a number. You can smell the fragrance of the any perfume or even flower, but you cannot express it in numbers. Happiness, you can just tell I am so happy, but you cannot express it in numbers. So these are the quantities which is not or which are not measurable. Those are known as non-physical quantities. And of course, physical quantity that we can measure and we can express. Length, you can measure, you have so many instruments to measure length, and you have so many units that you can express them. Mass, even mass you can measure from a smaller particle like electron to the bigger mass of universe, you can measure it. Force you can measure, speed you can measure, angle you can measure. So there are different instruments using which you can measure these quantities. So we have understood physical quantity and non-physical quantity. Now let's move on to next. Physical quantity. So we classify physical quantity into two classes. One is scalars or scalar quantities, and other one is vectors or vector quantities. So what are scalar quantities? The quantities which have only magnitude. Such quantities are called as scalar quantities. And the quantities which have both magnitude and direction, they are called as vector quantities. Example: mass, time, speed, etc. we can just measure and write in numbers, that is, they are the scalar quantities. They have only magnitude. But you have some examples like velocity, force, acceleration, etc. They are having both magnitude as well as direction, therefore they are vector quantities. Means we can tell the car is moving with this speed in a particular direction. Say it is moving towards east. You are applied force on a body in this direction. So their direction is coming, that's why they are vector quantities. Now we have another classification of physical quantities, that is based on whether they are independent of each other or they are dependent on each other. So whether they are scalar quantities or vector quantities, we have two classes of physical quantities, that is fundamental physical quantity and derived physical quantity. Now let us understand what are the fundamental quantities, derived quantities. A physical quantity which is base and cannot be derived from any other quantity or independent of other quantity is called fundamental quantity. For example, length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance, luminous intensity. These are the quantities which are independent of each other. You cannot obtain any of these quantities from any other quantities. That's why these quantities are called base quantities, or they are called as fundamental quantities. And we have only 7 fundamental quantities. And other class what we have here is derived quantity. What is derived quantity? A physical quantity which can be derived or expressed from base or fundamental quantity or quantities. They are called as derived quantity. That means any quantity which is obtained from any of these fundamental quantities, maybe one quantity or combination of one or two quantities, or maybe more than two quantities. They are called as derived quantity. So for example, speed, velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, energy, pressure, density, etc. So many physical quantities are there. You have only 7 fundamental quantities, but you have so many derived quantities. Say example, speed we can express it as distance or length by time. There we have length and time are the two fundamental quantities which are representing another quantity, speed, that is the derived quantity. And force is represented as mass into acceleration. Here mass is fundamental quantity and acceleration hence again derived from two physical quantities, that is length and time. So like that we have so many physical quantities which are derived from the fundamental quantity. So in this class or in this lecture we have learnt about what are physical quantities and what are the classes of physical quantities with example. we will discuss further about this thing in the next class. Thank you.